Hello, everyone, and welcome to LiveStyles. This is a real-time live talk show for the modern woman, covering everything from beauty advice and fashion tips to beauty, style, fashion, everything, and sustainable living practices. My name is JC, your social media influencer, and we're going to be doing a little mini stream today because there were some things that happened this week that we just could not wait to talk to you guys about. The first one being one of the biggest events right here in Los Angeles, well, technically Southern California, and that is Coachella. Yes, it was weekend one of Coachella. And it's basically the Super Bowl of fashion for all of the influencers out here. So we're going to be going over some of the top fashion trends that we saw at Coachella weekend one to predict what we're going to see in weekend two, as well as some fashion trends that we might see coming into the regular everyday lifestyle. Now, of course, Coachella, we all know, is a music festival that takes place in the Coachella Valley right here in Southern California. Last night, they had some incredible performances by Charlie XCX. I know I checked it out. And 2 nights ago was Lady Gaga's performance, which was absolutely incredible. So if you guys are following along with Coachella, let me know down in the comments who your favorite performer was, or if you have any Coachella stories, because what I'm seeing on TikTok so far is there's been some car camping nightmares. There has been, of course, the desert heat, which a lot of people are dealing with. So let me know down in the comments your thoughts on Coachella and if you've ever been, because I personally have never been, but I might check it out one day. But what we're here for is the Coachella fashion. Now, we see all the influencers and celebrities donning their desert apparel and really starting to see some trends coming about. So let's hop into the first trend that I saw, which was what I'm calling the sheer and sparkling trend. So here's the first example. So when I'm talking sheer and sparkling, this is a great example here. So this influencer here, I feel like with the sheer, it's so useful for this desert environment. So if you guys don't know, we're in almost triple digits out here in the desert. But you also want to look cute and you want to look sparkly. And so this was a top trend that I saw because it really combined dressing for the heat, but also showing a little bit of sparkle. And if we go to the next photo, I feel like with the sparkly, this was something that I haven't really seen a lot with Coachella fashion. I feel like you often really see that boho chic, you see the fringe. I saw a lot of cowboy brown inspired colors, but we did see a lot of sparkles this year, which is with Coachella, you get to wear whatever you want. You know, it's a music festival. You want to dress comfortably and cute. But this is another great example of having that sheer factor to maybe show a little bit more skin, but also a little bit of sparkles. Now, going to the next photo here, I think if I were to wear something to Coachella, I think I would probably go for something pretty sparkly. But what I love about this outfit here is the fact that it's almost an extra layer without adding any extra bulk. So again, with this music festival, at nighttime, it actually gets pretty cold, believe it or not. But when you're walking around out there in the daytime, it's so nice to have something that you can just throw on that adds that little bit of extra sparkle, especially since a lot of these people are here to take all their photos before they go out to their music festivals. So comment down below a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you are for the sheer and sparkly trend, or if maybe it's not for you. But don't worry, we have some more trends coming your way. But let's go to the next photo. So again, with this sheer and sparkly trend, I also saw not a lot of sheer things, but a lot of sequins as well. So this was a great example of somebody who wore something that was super sparkly without it being sheer. And I think what's so fun about the sparkly nature of it is that it's catching all of the lights when you're out in the festival, especially when some of the DJs have all of the laser beams shining on you. This outfit I love because I can just imagine wearing this and feeling like a disco ball, because isn't that what we all want to feel like when we're out there at a music festival? So this one was also one of my favorite looks. And then next photo, I feel like, again, same thing with this trend. This one I love because another trend we often see with Coachella is crochet. So going back to the original roots of Coachella, if you remember how Vanessa Hudgens was kind of like the face of Coachella for super long, she wore a lot of that boho crocheted look. And we still see a lot of that. That's still kind of like a staple with Coachella fashion. But what I love about this outfit right here is that it combines all three elements, where it gives that kind of crochet look to it, a little bit of sparkle, but then also that sheerness for a little bit of sexiness, because again, when you're out there, you kind of want to show off a little bit. So I loved this outfit, and I think we have one more from this trend that I saw. Again, I saw this everywhere, and I was pretty surprised to see all the sparkles and sheerness going on. But this last one here, again, it was just that nice added touch to really elevate your style. So if you're trying to look for some festival fashion inspo, this is a great easy one to start with, because this is a great example of a basic outfit that you already have in your closet. You have a mini skirt or some shorts, you have maybe a swimsuit top, a bra top, but just adding this extra layer elevates it to another level and really gives it that event vibes, which I absolutely love. So sheer and sparkles was definitely a new trend that I saw this year, and I think we can expect to see maybe not more of it in real day-to-day life, but I definitely expect to see it in a lot of future fashion events. So for instance, Cowboy Carter Tour is coming up, and we had the Renaissance Tour, which was also very sparkly, very like rhinestone disco ball vibes. I anticipate a lot of that carrying over into the Cowboy Carter era with this sheer and sparkly trending. So check that out in case you guys need some fashion inspo. But the next trend that I saw, I need to hear your guys' opinions on what you think of this, because let's go to the next trend. The top influencers at Coachella all had one thing in common, and that were these micro shorts with these crazy layered belts. So this is Zoyfish right here. She's one of the top influencers on TikTok. And she came out with this Mad Max looking outfit, which I absolutely love. This is what I mean by, like, you know, the brown kind of, not as quite boho, but maybe more like motorcycle chic vibes. But these micro mini skirts and mini shorts were all the rage this year. So let's go to the next photo. This one here is from one of our top influencers we all know and love, of course, Alex Earl and her sister Ashton Earl. And if you look, they're both wearing these micro shorts, but what I found really interesting and super trendy this year were these crazy layered belts. And again, if the micro shorts aren't for you, I thought it was so interesting how many belts that she's wearing that it kind of gives me, I don't know, if like pirate vibes, but also like motorcycle chic. This style here, I think works so well with Coachella, especially, again, being in the desert where it's a hot environment, but also adding in that cool factor. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think of these micro shorts. Me personally, I'd be chafing like crazy in these bad boys. I would need to keep deodorant in my backpack and use it for all the chub rub I've got going on, because these micro shorts are teeny tiny. But again, it's 100-degree weather. It's hot out there. So you see people wearing swimsuits out here. So these are not the craziest things. But what I also love too is that if you aren't into the micro shorts, wear your own pair of shorts. Wear what makes you comfortable. But it's these belts that were really catching my eye this year. So let's go to the next photo. Another great example of this was this here is Tara Yummy, again, one of the biggest TikTokers here. And she again has these super teeny tiny micro shorts, but with a huge belt. And the proportions are so interesting to me because it draws your eye there, but it also almost like balances out. It highlights how little the shorts are. I couldn't get over how small the shorts are and how I saw that with all of these top influencers. And I wanted to make a note on this outfit because this one caused a lot of debate online where some people loved it. They loved that it brought those Coachella vibes. It brought, you know, that fun sassy factor. But all the comments kept saying like, girl, you're in 100-degree heat with fur? That might be great for nighttime, but whew, you are going to be sweating up a storm in that bad boy. But I personally think it's super cute. Let me know what you guys think. But Tara Yummy was out there showing off those micro shorts and again, that big old belt. On to the next photo. Again, some of our most top influencers were really participating in these trends. So these are some sisters on TikTok. They have millions and millions of followers. And they, again, tiny shorts, but with a huge belt buckle. And the belt buckles here are a little bit different. So they're not giving me quite those Mad Max piratey vibes. I don't even know how I would describe this kind of look. But it's that big belt buckle that really brings in those desert cool vibes. And then the micro shorts, again, we're just seeing that with all of the top influencers. Now, I'm wondering how this is going to translate into real life. Do you guys think this is more just festival wear that isn't really going to happen in real life? Or can we expect to see some of these trends carrying over into our real day-to-day lives? I live in LA. I see a lot of people taking inspiration from the Coachella fashion into the real world. but it makes me question how practical these are. Maybe because this isn't for me, I don't see the practicality of it. But let me know what you guys think. Is this something that you'd try, or is it something that you can't really imagine seeing take place in real life? But the next trend and the last trend that I saw on Coachella fashion that not surprised me, but that I can see coming back into real life are bandanas. So let's take a look at that first look. So bandanas I saw everywhere this year. Now, this isn't surprising because we see a lot of hat wear or headwear at Coachella fashion. Again, because it's hot, you see cowboy hats, baseball caps, as well as a lot of headscarves. But I saw bandanas a lot, and that really caught my eye because a big overall trend that I could say for all of Coachella fashion was a lot of inspiration from Y2K, and bandanas were one of those. So of course, Y2K fashion, you could argue that the sheer and sparkly is Y2K, that the big belt buckles are Y2K. The bandanas, to me, that's Y2K. I want to see this become a trend because I personally have several bandanas that I've been trying to incorporate into my wardrobe. So seeing it on some fashion girlies and some influencers gets me excited that like, okay, we're bringing this back. We're bringing this back. Let's go to the next photo. What I love about the bandanas too is that with the headscarves that you see a lot of people wear, it's a lot more, overall on their head or maybe wrapped around their neck as well. And that's obviously to protect yourself from all the dust that you see in the desert, especially like it gets a little windy there. But the bandanas here, what I love about it is that it elevates the outfit, but like in a cute way. So like this outfit here, I feel like it's very sexually appealing. I feel like it shows a lot of skin, but then the bandana kind of adds in a little bit more color and really adds that balance to it where it adds more coverage even though you're showing more skin on your body. To me, it's like adding an extra layer of cloth to your outfit that gives it that balance. And I also feel like with bandanas, it's a great way to incorporate more color into your outfit, maybe more patterns. So this one here, she's just wearing all white, but then she brings in those floral elements and some of the colors in her bandana. And so I know with my own personal style with the bandanas that I have, they're big prints, they're large prints. And so they're kind of hard to work with, but it makes it easier to have a basic outfit to kind of have as a foundation and then add a bandana on to kind of tie everything together. And our next bandana that we're going to see here, what I love about this bandana, these were two friends, and I saw the bandanas being worn in different ways, which I think is so funny because the one on the left, she's clearly wearing it further down on her forehead. The other one kind of has it further back. And then I saw some with like the more traditional 90s bandana where it's like full on from the back, can't really see it from the front. So I also love how versatile this is and how you really do see those Y2K inspiration coming through. And the last bandana that I'll show you guys here, what I love about these two is that again, it just adds that extra layer of outfit, like it gives you a little bit more, but without ruining your hair. Now it's trickier for me. I have curly hair, so I got to keep it a little flat if I want to wear my bandana. But I personally am not a hat person. I'm trying to get into hats, but I got a lot of hair. It doesn't necessarily fit. And I feel like hats make me sweat a lot more. So I love it when people, especially at Coachella, they're rocking their cowboy hats or they got a lot more fun headwear going on. But the bandanas, I'm like, that's just a layer of cloth. I can wear that. That's easy. That can blow in the wind, but still elevate my outfit. So this is a trend that I saw at Coachella that I expect to see come into more of our day-to-day fashion. I predict that this might be a fashion trend for this year, especially with a lot of those Y2K influences, because again, it's just an easy way to add to your outfit. So those were some of the top trends that I saw from Coachella, aside from the traditional boho chic that we're kind of used to seeing. But to be determined if this will come to fruition in our everyday fashion lifestyle. But let me know down below in the comments which trend you liked the most, which one you would wear. And again, let me know if you guys are going to Coachella this weekend. I'm getting FOMO watching it all happen on TikTok Live. But as your social media influencer, I'm here to let you know you can follow it along at home. Yes, you can watch all of the live streams on YouTube, on TikTok, and act like you're in the Coachella Valley Desert with everybody else. But let me know in the comments what you guys think, and we'll hop into our next segment about some more trending beauty and fashion topics coming right up. Hello and welcome to LiveStyles. This is a real-time live talk show for the modern woman, covering everything from beauty advice and fashion tips to nails. That's what we're going to be talking about right now because we have been seeing some crazy nail trends over on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and I'm here to tell you all about them. I'm JC, your social media expert, and I may not be a beauty influencer, but I am on social media, and I know what is trending and what is popular. So I'm going to be telling you guys on TikTok Saw It First with some of these nail ideas. But first, let me know down in the comments below, are you guys nail people? Do you go get your nails done? Do you do them yourself? I know especially during the pandemic, a lot of people taught themselves how to do their own nails, bought their own sets and kits and really got into it. I paint my own nails, but I don't do all the big kits. I don't do all of that. And going and getting my nails done, sometimes I think like, wow, you have to sit here for a long time and get your nails done? I don't have the patience for that. But I wish I did because some of these nails are so stinking cute that I might have to change my mind. But these were some crazy TikTok nail trend ideas in case you're looking for inspiration to switch it up, to really get more fun with your nails, get a little bit more creative, as well as change it up for the season. So let's hop into the first video. So this is a video that I saw on TikTok that I absolutely love, and it's the trend of interactive nails. Now, I love this idea because I'm all about adding a little bit more fun to your fashion, more fun to your beauty routine. And look how cute these nails are because you get to make it like a little game of your own. You can make any little character you want, but then use your other nails to make a little Pictionary game of your nails. I thought this one was so cute because again, anything fun you can add to your fashion, especially if you're going to be spending a lot of money going to a nail salon, do something cool and creative like that. So interactive nails might be a trend that we see coming up with all of the beauty fashion trends we see going on. The next set of nails that I am loving on TikTok, aside from these interactive ones, which are so cute, are this idea of 3D nails. And I love this step specifically because I love eggs, although eggs are so expensive right now that maybe the best that I can do is get them painted onto my nails. But we're seeing a lot of trends with more 3D nails kind of going upwards and really creating a lot more dimension with your nails. I love this trend because I, again, think not only that these nails are super fun, but they're so much more eye-catching when you see a little bit more layered to your nails and you see more colors to them as well. So I've also seen this with a bubble trend going on TikTok where essentially it's 3D bubbles on your nails and it looks like a little bubble bath and it's super cute. So if you need some more fun inspiration for your nails, try some sunny side up nails because these are super adorable. Now the next nail trend that TikTok saw it first, but don't worry guys, I'm bringing it to you, is spring nails. So Easter is coming up, it's a new season, and a lot of people of course love to change up their nails for the season. But instead of just going like classic pastel or instead of just going with the colors of spring, I'm loving how people are taking the classic French nail tip and really elevating it with some more springtime features. So we're going to be seeing a lot of floral tips, and what you'll see in this video here are berries, and they're going to be cute flowers and berries. And it just really elevates that French nail tip. Now, this is, of course, a classic nail style, but French tips are boring, you know? Again, if you're spending all this money to go get your nails done and you're gonna have a professional get dainty with their designs and get really creative with it, add some design to those nail tips and really make it part of the season. I love these ones because how cute. They're just little strawberries, perfect for spring, but also adds a little bit of pop of color and a little bit of design to really catch your eye and incorporate some of that seasonal wear into your nails. And for the next TikTok trend that we saw, which again, I love all of these, and I'm considering, I don't know about, I'm gonna have to grow out my nails a little bit longer, but this is a trend that I saw for the more minimalistic nail person. So if you are like me, where maybe you don't want the full nail effect, try negative space nails. Yes, so these have just a little bit of color going on with them, but it really uses the base of your nail to almost fill in the design. So it doesn't really add any polish, but it gives a very sophisticated, minimalistic look while also still having some cute designs on your nails. Now, for all the guys out there, this is a trend that I'm seeing as well, is this negative space idea. Because again, it doesn't feel like you're wearing that much heavy nail polish, but you still have a really cool design going on. You still have some fun features on your nails that it's gonna catch people's eye, but it just feels like, it feels more like muted and dressed down. And the minimalist look I think is so interesting and so unique. So if the full sunny side up eggs might be a little too much for you, definitely try negative space nails, because I could see this really catching on for maybe not the full-time nail wearer, but the more casual nail time wearer. And the next nail trend that we saw that I think is super cool and super fun are neon nails. So I've been seeing a lot of glow in the dark and neon nails, and I feel like a lot of people might get this during the wintertime because you think it's like dark and mysterious. No, get these for the summer, because the summer is where you're staying out super late into the night and you want those nails to glow. So try some glow in the dark or neon nails, because again, it looks super cute in regular daytime and it looks fun, but then you're gonna get that little extra pop of color and fun when it gets dark. So try that one. And the next nail trend that we have that TikTok saw at first, but I'm bringing to you guys, is kind of similar to that French tip that I showed you earlier, but this one is even more elevated, because instead of showing the French tip, you emulate it with floral tips. So these right here are floral tips, and it's just a super cute way to, again, incorporate some of those springtime vibes. So if you just had some little tiny flowers that kind of create that French tip nail, it's still gonna give you that look, but it also is very similar to the negative space look, where you don't need a base color on top. You could essentially just have your naked nail underneath with some floral tips. It's super minimalistic, it feels classy, it feels timeless and elegant. And again, for the people that aren't as daring to wear glow-in-the-dark nails, the floral tips are perfect for you. Now, let me see if we have one more. I think this may have been the last one. But with these nails, yes, okay, this one, I had to include this one because I love this one so much. You guys, if the interactive chicken nails weren't enough for you, you can get more interactive with your nails with fidget spinner nails. These ones had me laughing because I was like, that's so silly. And then I thought about it more and I was like, wait, that's actually kind of genius. I don't know if you guys are fidgeters like me, but I'm one of those people who are like, I always need like a stress ball or I always need something in my hand. But to have a little fidget spinner on your nail that you can constantly spin, I love this because it's so creative, but it really brings a lot of ingenuity into the nails, a lot of functionality, but a lot of fun. So for all the people out there that tend to fidget or stim, you can go in and ask for a little interactive spinning jewel. I saw a lot of butterflies, I saw crosses or little flowers. Really get a charm on there, but make it interactive and make it more fun, because these are your nails. It's a fashion statement, but you can also use it, to calm your mind and make things even easier. But those were some of the nail trends that we're seeing on TikTok. Let me know if you guys are nail people, or call in. Yes, you can call into the show. I want to hear from you guys what your thoughts are on nails. If you guys have any questions about any nail trends that we're seeing online, or if you're feeling bold enough, you can FaceTime in. Yes, all you need to do is FaceTime in and show us your nails. I want to see all of your nails out there, because whoever has the most fun nails out there is going to win. So call in, let me know if you have a question, let me know what your thoughts are on some of these nail trends. And for everybody watching at home, comment down below which nail trend was your favorite and which one you would give a go. Honestly, I can't stop thinking about the sunny side up nails. Maybe I'm just hungry, but that was a cute one. But those were some of the nail trends that TikTok saw first. So stay tuned for some more trends that we're seeing on social media. All right, looks like we have a caller about our TikTok nail trend. So let's bring them in and see what they have to say. Hello. Hello. Welcome to LiveStyles. Thank you for calling in. What was your name? Hello, Bella. Thanks for tuning in. What question did you have for us on the topic of TikTok nails? Great question. Okay, so aura nails is another trend that we're seeing on TikTok. And another one that I wanted to mention that I'm so glad that you brought up is this idea of personalized nails. So we're seeing a lot of horoscope, astrology nails, but aura nails add in that extra level of like witchiness to it, but bringing about your energy. So your aura is essentially like the energy that you give off. I personally have gotten my aura read and I had a rainbow aura. I don't know what that means, but basically a blue aura is like you're calm, an orange aura is like you're fun and loyal, red is like you're fiery and passionate. So you can go in and ask for your aura in your nails. And what they do is they create this really cool look that almost just gives a little bit more dimension, but you can have your nail person either read your own aura and guess what aura you give off, and they give you nails based on that. Or you can go get your aura read or, determine what your own aura is and bring that in. But aura nails are super cool and trending because what I love about them is it reminds me of mood rings. So if you remember mood rings back in the 90s, maybe not you, but you're a little young. But back in the day, we had these fun mood rings. And with this Y2K resurgence, I feel like it's that same idea of bringing in your vibe, your mood, your energy, but into your nails and really personalizing it to you. So that is another trend that we're seeing on TikTok that I think we might really see come into resurgence in the upcoming months. Now, are you a nail person? Do you get your nails done? Oh, see, me too. Yeah, I don't get them done. But now after seeing all these ones, I was like, wait, I'm kind of getting inspired. This sounds super fun. Well, hopefully these inspired you to get some fun new nail looks in as well. But thank you for your question and thanks for tuning in to the show. Show today. Thank you guys so much for tuning into LiveStyles, and we'll be back next week at 11 a.m. going live. Yes, you guys, this is a real-time live talk show, and we want to hear from you in real time. So tune in next week. We're going to be going over some more fashion trends that we're seeing, beauty advice, as well as all the things that I'm seeing trending on social media. So tune in next Sunday at 11 a.m. for our live stream because I want to hear from you. I want you guys calling in, FaceTiming in, taking our polls, and hitting me up in the comments. So comment down below if we'll see you guys there, but I will see you next week for our live stream. Toodles!